What's up? Welcome back to the Keys to Success. Asia was having technical difficulties, but now we're all good. So let me request Asia, and we can pick back up where we left off. Hopefully, she's not underwater. Did y'all see that connection? Oh, it's like, baby, go! Get your shoes. Let's get my girlfriend back. I bet she has a white refrigerator.
Hi.
Welcome back, Asia Snowden. Welcome back. Oh, listen. Look, just that fast. I spoke too damn fast. She's out that damn fast. Like, this is crazy. This is really crazy. Watch now, her phone died. This is unbelievable. Asia, are you good?
Yes, I'm good. I switched over by mistake. I'm a
You know what you
blondie.
needed to
Okay.
do, but like finally, you're not pixelated. We got things. Welcome, Asia, to the Keys to Success, y'all. That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome to the platform. Thank you for getting your shit together and popping it off. A lot of people have been looking forward to a chat. I'm kind of just restarted just for like the technical purposes. So yes, thank you for coming. It's a good time. I already asked you where we met, and neither one of us could remember. So we got into that. You also didn't claim any responsibility for stealing my pictures and using them to go viral on the internet. Not a big deal. We've moved on from that. And now we absolutely. And, huh?
It's mine. It's mine. I stole it. It don't matter. I took
Still
it. That's
working on
it.
you. So honestly, I'm glad you have a Wi-Fi. So yeah, so you were talking about the Agade. Why did you leave Aga? What made you want to leave them?
Um, I was young and I let a group of individuals basically.
Oh, you were
Well, I'm gonna
lying.
be honest.
So you
I'll
was
be
about to lie.
completely fully.
Okay. Oh, I see what this supposed to be.
I was. I don't like, but I feel like how would you be bigger than the situation? So you don't really got to give every piece of the detail. Just give them a little bit so they understand what
Just
happened.
make sure the
You don't
little
need to
bit
know every
is the
play by
truth.
play.
That's how we are.
Everything is the truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was it. You were just saying you were young.
But anyway, I was young and I decided like a group of individuals I feel like I got into it with really bad. I let that moment push me away from, the Balenciagas. And it was more of the fact that I felt like the leaders of the house, because I was there for so long, I was like, damn, like, why can't you, at least like have my back or pick us, like say something, like just say like, damn, this is wrong. These are a bunch
People
of
that you
men,
were
like
going
it's
through the
like six
situation with, were
men.
they Agas or were they from another house? They were Agas.
But the Agas, like it was just like I was tripping out community. Like everyone wants power so badly. And I guess because I was the mother at the time and they probably may have not seen it. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to assume what it is. But it was just for some reason, once I got that title, a lot of energy started to change. And I was just like,
Aga was the
for
first
what?
house that gave you a mother position.
Yes,
Copy,
wasn't
copy, copy.
the first
So
order.
like when you stepped into it, what what changed for you? Like what changed from being like a competitor over into being a mother?
So the first time they offered it to me, I felt I wasn't ready because I was only concerned of myself. I was still trying to build myself in ballroom. I was still wanting to only think about what I would be doing on the floor and what would only be worthy of Asia. So I thought about it. I think like 2 years later or a year later, me and Harry was having a conversation and he brought it up to me and I was ready. I felt I was ready at that moment. I felt ready. I was open to sharing my energy, my ideas, my creative space for other people.
How did it when you finally left? Was it the same kind of situation? But did y'all both decide? Did you want to leave? Did they want you to leave, or was it just?
No, I told them I wanted. I can't. I had conversation. I think I had like 2 or 3 conversations with them, and it just started getting bad. Like me in a situation with a group of people, it kept getting worse and
Okay.
worse and worse and worse. It was getting bad. So I was just like, and because I felt like they didn't have my back, like the others, like the entire of the house
So
didn't
like
have my
even
back.
all the
I
time that
just
you
threw
have been in
stuff in
that
the
house,
ran
like you felt like nobody really came to your side. You reached out to like leaders.
No, not in that moment because the House of AIA, they're not into that all conflicts and drama most of the time. They're not really into that. That's one thing I can say. So I was just like in this moment, I just needed at least a man to be like, no, y'all not go, y'all not doing that. It was nobody like, it was not any of that. Like it was more people will be in my inbox or people will be. I'll be seeing them one on one and be like, Asia, like this is I don't like that they're doing this to you. This is wrong, but when it's speak
Yeah.
up publicly in the
Like they
groups when
wouldn't they
they're
wouldn't do
tagging
it out
none of
loud and
no, and that's when I these people were
mm,
out loud
mm. So like
disrespecting.
what when you had the conversation, I'm sure with like, the higher ups, what was the separation like? Mm,
As far as like when I left, um, I think we all like of course they were hurt. I was a baby that I grew up in the house of Aga. Like I was. I think
mm,
when I went to the house, I was 17. So I was a baby, and they had to actually see me grow, and it was a connection on both ends. Like I was hurt. That's why I did what I did
mm.
when I woke up with the
Do you
jacket.
think that you and like your era of girls that you guys all came up with, do you think y'all kind of got pushed into these like roles a little bit ahead of y'all's time?
As far as mother, I think we did, and that's good that you say it. I think we didn't have that because a lot of the older generation of my
Right.
like the girls they weren't
I
around. Like
always say that y'all
the
generation was
right
like
before
kind of
me,
raised by butch queens.
yeah. So I was that's for me. I was raised by Bush Queens, so like I understand that. But I do think a lot of us weren't mentally ready, emotionally ready, in times because I feel like now me and Harold are in a much better place. I sat and had a conversation with him and I apologized to him because I made a personal situation with a group of people a bigger issue. Like it was the entirety of
Mm.
the house. Like it was the House of Aga that I had an issue with publicly being who I am and the scene where I watched a lot. I made it,
You made it personal.
I made it more
You made
exactly. And I think so. Me and Harold are in a
it.
much better space, and we had
Yeah.
a really good understanding, And I
I
understand.
always felt
I
like
did,
even watching, I would feel like I think y'all girls, y'all era of girls and group of girls is you, Tamaya, all of y'all. Y'all got pushed into these mother positions and these positions of responsibility, and like in my opinion, y'all would still should be on the floor. You know what I mean, tearing it and stuff because it's like the girls that are coming under y'all aren't too far under y'all. But it's like it's already said and done and stuff. So like now you separated from Aga. How do you come across joining the House of West?
Um, so I was at House was it Housework?
Mm.
What is it? House Lives Matter. They had an event in New York, and he was there, and I knew that he left
It was around the
Con.
same time.
Um, Well, he didn't leave with at the same time, but that was a house. We both were in that, and I was at he was a compound for a very long time. We were very loyal to the house, and so when a person is loyal to a house and they just now leave it, and it was a bad situation, you start to kind of be like, okay, maybe we have some, like, have some, like, maybe I can get some advice from you, or what should I do? Because I didn't leave yet. So I had a conversation with him, and he was kind of like telling me why he left and how it feels to leave, and like his vision and just in general within what he wants for his new house to be. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, at that moment, I was just like, oh, that sounds
He
definitely
already
does
had
sound
like the
cute.
plan
I
for
like,
West.
well, it was
Oh,
Wes
okay.
was already out. Like Wes was out at that moment, but his vision, it was the beginning age is the beginning days where the narrative was still building for the house. So it was to me like I think it takes a while for a narrative of a house and it to be truly established, so you understand that house get. So so I understood it, and I was like, okay, I actually really enjoyed it. So and I started giving him even my. So it was like it really kind of clicked. So then we had got to I had, left, and me and James was talking, and so he had hit me up, and he was just like, "What do you think about West?" And da 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 da. And then him and Africa had called together, and then he was talking about it, and then I had said to them first was like, the only way I will come is if at least the board is 100% in it. And he was just like, yeah, they down. If I'm down, they down. That's, that was his words. I was like, okay, no problem. But I want to hear them say that. So that's when me and Smiley had gotten a call. Me and Smiley had gotten a call with them. It was me, Smiley, and the leaderboard. And I was introducing myself. And most of the time, everyone was kind of quiet. But James kind of, he let me know beforehand that they probably not going to say nothing. So I was, I was prepared for the quietness, whatever. But at that moment, I'm just like, hey, da, 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 da. And then the conversation, I was just like, okay, I'm in. I'll do it.
Was it like, at that moment, what were you thinking about with the role? Like, what did you think the role was going to take? Like, this is a new house. It's not like you're just going to an established set. Like, what was y'all conversations about what you were trying to build outside of the vision? Like, you heard his vision, but now you have to now add yours as a unit. So like, what was those conversations about?
Well, I thought my vision was to. Well, for me, I wanted to go to that specifically because it was brand new. I wanted to go there and actually understand what his vision was. So I wanted to take. Before I even went to the house, I was immediately on the board. So I wanted to kind of like hear what was going on. I didn't want to just jump right in. I needed to see what I'm even seeing in front of me because he's saying one, but everyone is completely quiet. So I hear the other, but everyone else is kind of completely quiet. It's mostly him and Africa doing the talking. So I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on around here. I think 4 or 5 months, once a month meetings, I decided to, that's when I stepped up and was just like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. I don't like this, I don't like that. I think we should change this. Maybe it was a little bit demanding, but I thought I was walking into a space that was open to my vision and open to a team, and they didn't already have what they wanted to do and what it would even look like. I thought they were still, once I got in, it was a completion. Like, boom, let's work, y'all. I thought we would be sitting at the table and mapping out how things would be happening. But
when you joined, did you know a lot of the newer, a lot of the newer members and the people that were joining? Also, was your connection really only to James?
I kind of watched. I definitely got to know because I'm a voter. So I definitely got to know all the votes.
Oh shit! Yeah, I thought it was a different. No, go ahead. You was like, yeah. Go ahead.
So I did get to know the voters. It took me a while to get to know everyone because I was already going through some shit where it was hard for me to even. A lot of the times I would go out being who I was as Asia, I would have to be kind of like. I would have to turn to someone else because I'm quiet, I'm reserved, but it's just like a lot of people want a lot of things from a person that they think they know. Like, it's real. Yeah. They assume they know you before they know you. So they already. Yeah, but that puts a lot of pressure on you, though. Yeah. So it is. I accept it. That's why I'm still here. But at the end of the day, it's still this type of thing where it's like that's a lot of pressure. Where every time you see me, it's like everyone has this idea of who you exactly are. And if you don't live up to this, it's like,
I know most
it's a
of the time, like,
problem.
I've only been in 2 houses, but it was, I kind of only meshed with the girls that I walked with. You know what I mean? Like, those are your core girls, like the people you share a category. And of course you get along with all that other kind of stuff, but you know, it's never really like, oh, our house is a lot smaller though, you know, so it is a little easier to know everybody. But even in bigger houses, the girls kind of navigate to who they navigate to. So like, how long did that become a thing, like over at West, the whole disconnect with
What you mean?
you and the members and things?
Yeah. But I was trying to, you know how like you try to connect your plug into a plug that don't fit? It's like, damn, come on, I know I need this charger to work. Come on, because this was like, I took a, you know, like to me, this was a risk. Like I had kind of almost every house kind of like, it was like, okay, and I chose this one. I was happy with this idea. And I'm just like, okay, well, is this good for my boardroom career? Because I do look at my boardroom career as a brand. I do look at it, you know? So I'm like, is this the best decision that I could make out of all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, at all that is at my table. And I, you know, considering it to be a good play. And when I get there, it's so much disconnection for me. You know, I'm not saying on either side if they was wrong or if I was wrong, but it's just like, you
Did
know,
you
it
talk to
just
James
wasn't working
about
out.
it?
Sometimes, but it's like, you know, it's this thing where people don't understand. They look at things where they look at when they don't really let you in and you're an outsider looking in. Anything that you say about something about their house, they get very defensive about because
Well,
it's
yo,
their house, not yours. So my baby, you know. So if it's my baby, and you saying something I don't like, I'm gonna take it offensive. And it started to be like, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to hear the negative about my house. Basically, I don't want to. I don't want to hear the things that you want to change. Basically, because that's why I was bringing it to him because I considered him to be like my counterpart. I considered him to be like my king, the person I had my vision with. So it's like, let me bring this to you. Let me break this down because this is what I want to change. I don't like this because when I brought it to everyone else, it was like, oh, you're shady, or you're being this way, or you're being that. No, I wanted a standard in this type of way. And what I realized is that I'm just me. We're two different people. Like we have two different visions. We have two different
no,
ideas, and that's
the way
okay.
that you describe that though, it sounds as if you weren't going to bring it to James because this is James's house, even though you're the mother of the house, co-parenting it with James. So with that, it's like James would only be able to kind of react or get involved if you're sharing with him things that you might be seeing. So it's like if you're going to members, in the idea, I always look at ballroom as kind of like a business in a way, and it's kind of like record labels in a way, you know, and it's you two are at the top. Y'all are co-parenting the house. But hold on, let me finish. But it's like if you're going to members that are just in the, you know, the community of y'all's space instead of your actual peer of the house, then he wouldn't be able to actually kind of do anything about it. It would actually come back to him more as hearsay versus from you.
No, not the members. I would never go to the members. I'm talking about
The
like the leader,
board.
like the executive board. We are, yeah. So the executive board. When we're on the board, I like I'm
Gotcha.
coming to bring you the ideas that I have. I'm coming to you the situations that, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't um where I was bringing it to the members. It was more I was, you know, I wanted this is if I'm on a team, I'm not just going to bring it to this one person. I'm bringing it all here because I expect and I trust everyone at this table. Because we're all at the table together to bring ideas together. Let's hear each other. Let's what's going on with this, what's going on with that,
Yeah,
how you feel
yeah.
about this, how you feel
No, it
about
makes
that, you
sense.
know.
It makes total sense. When y'all are, if y'all aren't talking, then you really can't ever think that a person's going to know
Yeah,
how you're feeling about stuff. So, like, it's all y'all's
right.
conversations and things of that nature. What are you and James's relationship like now? You and James
We don't have a
have a
relationship.
relationship.
No, we kind of did. We definitely kind of did. We definitely kind of did. It was like out of everyone on the board, especially, I knew him the longest. We may not have been best friends on the phone every day, but I knew him for years. I knew him for like years.
Yeah.
So it was like we knew each other, but we weren't best friends, and that's always what it was. Even when I was,
Was it given like
like,
industry
yeah.
relationship? Like looks great on the outside, but we don't even sleep in the same bed kind of moment?
Oh
So
no,
like,
definitely. We
oh
definitely
no,
didn't sleep in
bitch!
the same
Like not
bed.
y'all sleep in
Like
the
it was.
same bed, girl. It's a figure of speech. Like in the. Oh, okay, okay.
I know what you.
So like, if how did y'all plan to like? Well, how did you plan to run a house with like somebody that you don't have a relationship with?
Um, I don't know. I tried to. People felt like they had to walk on eggshells around me. They felt like I was sensitive, so they kind of didn't want to bother me in that way. It was kind of like, if it's about the house, it's about the house. Or they would get to know, they would try to get to know me in other ways, but I think it's because they felt I was too sensitive, I'm too sensitive, or they had to walk on eggshells around me. I think that chance wasn't really, and I was kind of like, to be honest, I'm kind of guarded too. Like
Yeah.
I'm kind
And I
of
mean, that's
guarded a
all of
little
us. I
bit.
get that.
So
I
it's
understand
like,
that. The funny thing is, it's like,
I, James, get to know me either, I'm
it
kind of
is
guarded.
like, you do have to build some sort of, I mean, that's just like common sense. You know what I mean? You would have to build rapport with somebody who technically is your coworker. But with y'all not having rapport, did you kind of go into that situation like feeling like you know what the 90s femme queens gave like in the houses? They were kind of the dolls and they really much wasn't asked of them. Like, did you feel more like a trophy piece? Like you were there for like the image, the rapport, but like don't really require anything of me?
I think that's what they kind of wanted, but to
You
be
said you think
completely
it's what they
honest,
wanted. I was saying, is that what you wanted? Okay.
I don't know. I would never go to a beginning house, a house that's in the beginning stages, to be a trophy. They don't even understand it is really, so, it's hard to have a shelf to carry a trophy like me. You know what I'm saying? So I will only go to a house that's really have the understanding of what, of what a femme queen is, or who she is. Like, what I'm saying, understand this, have some type of, they understand
Mm.
things. It's not new to them,
How long did you feel uncomfortable for?
The entire I would say after
You've been
a
there for 2
year.
years.
It was
You've been
after
there
the
for
West
two,
Bowl.
3 years.
It was little things. It was a year. No, I think I got in. What? Yeah, I think I got in right
It
before the
was
West Bowl,
supposed
or a year
to
before the
be
West Bowl.
the ball that's coming up. It would have been the anniversary, according to like those
Yeah, 3 years.
letters.
So yeah, yeah. So I would say, I would definitely say within. I would definitely say within a. I would
So
definitely
like
say.
you stayed. Like, what made you stay?
I
Right?
was
What?
trying to fight. I felt like I was trying to like, I felt like I didn't want to give up. That's the thing that I do. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. You know how like you in a relationship, like I finally walk into a relationship, like it's a lot of relationships that I could have been in, and I'm like, I'm not playing with guys, I'm not really entertaining them like that. It's just a little piece, and then you give that one person that relationship and it's kind of fucking up, but you like, damn, I gotta fight for this because I really like this nigga. Like, and to be honest, like I was around a house that reminded me of why I came into the scene. Everybody, like the members were really, they so hungry for ballroom. They're so hungry to get out there and have fun, and I wanted to be around that. I wanted to be around that energy, and it was just so dope. It was so refreshing to be around that. So I'm just like, maybe this will work out. Maybe this will start to spin out. Cause I really love this. So because I love this, I'm gonna deal with this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then I kept trying, but then I kept backing away. I kept like
Yeah.
isolating myself away. It
And
was
you
just like,
compared it to a relationship. The girl knows her nigga ain't shit. she doesn't like this, she's uncomfortable, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, but you stay. And then on top of that, you're saying that like you didn't have a good relationship or just any relationship in general with James and all that kind of stuff. Along that, did you feel like it was just, did you feel like you were going to have that lump in your throat? Like, I have to leave, I have to get out of here, but I just don't know when and how? I was saying like
Wait,
along the
what
way,
you mean?
since like
Wait.
you were saying that you don't have a relationship with James, it was kind of just like the relationship that y'all had for the house. You didn't feel comfortable the whole time. I said, this whole time were you just trying to figure out like when you're going or how you're going to tell them that you want to leave?
No. So I was hoping and praying that it would work out. My main thing was to try to fix my relationship with the board. That was my main thing. I feel like when it comes to houses, it starts there. Like that's the core to the house to me. So I wanted to try to make sure my relationships with them and it was on a better, because it's that like that James is the king and he's the overall father and the founder, but it's not just
Yeah,
his way.
absolutely
It's,
right.
it's not just his vision. It's vision on that board, and I realized that I'm like, okay, well, this is not just his way or the highway. It's the entire board. So I need to make sure I have a relationship, at least some
And
type of
did
relationship
that
with
work
them.
out?
Not all, but
Yeah. I know
obviously,
like all houses run differently. Like I'm the same way. Like as a mother, like I work my way up to that, but it's like I don't run anything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that make like decisions here. I think more so as a mother, I just represent the house. You know what I mean? I'm included in different things that they do. So here y'all are, and now you decided what was the separation process? How did it go?
as far as like
Yeah.
when it was time to go. So I had a conversation with James. I had an amazing conversation with James about like a week before, maybe 4 or 5 days before, and the conversation was amazing. But I also realized in that same moment that like we go good together. But then I had to think like this is not just his house. This is a group of people on the board, and we are coming up with the ideas and the decisions, and they all have a vision what they want, and their vision may not matches his vision. So I'm like, okay, cool, like this is it, this is that, this is this is going on. So I came to the board and I let them know during a meeting. I was like, I don't like.
What happened?
I'm sorry, no, I just got a text. Sorry. But so I brought it to the board's attention that I wanted to step down within a year. I said to them, I would love to step down within a year. We can usher someone in. But yeah, I would like to step down within a year. And immediately they was quiet. Like it was, no one said anything. Like it was just like quiet. They went quiet. Then I think Africa, someone asked me like, would you be staying in the house? And I said, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what holds for the future, but hopefully, yeah. So I guess, to them, it was unclear to them. And to them, it came across like, hey, you're not, you just coming in telling us in the year you're out and that's it. And y'all got to just do whatever y'all want. And I understood that. I was like, maybe it did come across like that. So I immediately apologized. I sent them texts, tons of texts like, hey, I apologize as much as I can to get them to understand that I didn't mean it the way that y'all intended. Like, I just want to, here, fuck y'all. This is it. I'm just go, yeah, I'm done. That's not what I intended it to be. I just wanted it to kind of just let them know, like, this is my process that I would like to do. Even though like I was uncomfortable within the house, but at that moment I was just like, let me at least, because after another year, I want to take a break from ballroom. I want to get, into school. I want to do those things. So I'm like, at least after this year is up, I'm just gonna step down and just do my own thing. So yeah.
When
That's how
y'all
that
had that
went.
conversation, like you said, you reached out to James and y'all had an amazing conversation. And it's like, did you think about that? Like, damn, I should have invested in this relationship prior. Maybe like, like feeling like you don't have a relationship with the father and founder of the house as the mother, you then go to him with your needs and things of that nature, and then he hears you out, and you say yourself, it was an amazing conversation. Like, do you wish you would have more conversations prior to getting to that point?
No, that kind of just was it was a great conversation on the terms of I was able to be vulnerable and tell him why I felt so uncomfortable.
But I'm just saying, this is 2 years later, 3 years later. Yeah. So it's like you're already at that point. It's like,
because like me and him clash. We have this thing where we talk, we do not hear each other. Once it's like we get on the phone and I say something wrong, or he say something that I don't like, and we just go at it. So
now y'all are at this point. Y'all have now parted ways. You've left the house. They've agreed that it wasn't the best fit or whatever that was. Is that true? Like, that's how that went?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. I was so happy it was going to be like that. Like, I was like, okay, great.
You didn't want no press?
However, I didn't want any press. Like, well, we didn't need to do any press because, well, we could have definitely did press, but
I mean, did people already know?
It was speculations that I didn't want to be at West.
It was definitely speculation. Like you talking with girlfriends, or were they talking? And
no. It wasn't never. It was never given that. I'm not that type of sad. Like, the only people I go to about situations like that is Nikki and Smiley, if anything, and it's because like they're like my close. They're like my confidant. Like, I feel like I can talk to them about certain stuff. I can like use like my journal.
So once this happens, how does it spiral out of control? What happened?
So they have posted a letter that kind of like
House of West. Like,
the House of West.
When a letter comes from the House of West, is it coming from the board? Is it coming from James?
I don't know. It came from that establishment. That's all I can tell you.
It came from the House of West. Got you.
It came from the establishment. So I don't know particular. It did seem like it came from one particular person because they were so eager to post it on their wall. It would be like immediately, like it just jumped right into it because literally right after, it was so weird because I was on the phone with James and then 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, the letter went up. So I was like, oh, okay, like, and then when the letter went up, it was kind of like really heartbreaking and stuff that they said. And I was hoping, like, I'm like, damn, why do we have to go this route? I wasn't trying to go this route with them. Like, I was trying to just, like, I would have never said anything. I would have
the thing or what it said, or both.
What it said. What it said. I didn't care that they posted it because I posted it too. like I said, me and the House of West, me and that establishment decided to part ways.
So once they had posted that was the first time that it kind of brought other people into y'all's situation that y'all were doing. That was the first public social ordeal. I mean, girls might have known that you left, but
it was on Instagram, it was on Facebook, and I'm just like completely gagging. I'm just like, when I see my brother post it, I'm like, okay, I got it. I got the message. The message is
so like when you read what they said, because I saw it yesterday. Did
you have?
Yeah, no, I read both. I read theirs and I read yours. It was funny because like when you had reached out to me to talk about doing this, I told you I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was funny. I was just like, oh yeah, hey Asia, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, press roll out, and I was like, oh, it's like a whole thing. But I read them, I read theirs, I read yours, and all that kind of stuff. I'm saving that part for like the second part, just leading up to it. But yeah, when I read what they with this establishment, with House of West like put out. And when I was reading it, like I didn't connect to where there would have been an issue. You know what I mean? Just as a person reading it, it clearly was said they expected you undelivered differed or things of that nature, but you don't feel like y'all had any connection. So like, why would they have had expectations of you as a mother?
Yeah. So when they put that letter out, it was more of a thing of, why would you post that and tell the world our situation?
But that's what I'm
I have
saying.
never seen that
Were you
before.
upset that they posted it, or you said it because that was true? Like, was that a disconnect?
No, it wasn't that it was true. It was the fact that it was not the case. It's like giving people a piece without the full cake. It's like you're giving people a piece of something that isn't all the way completely true. So it was like, because like I said in the letter, the only thing that they said was the truth was me
So
feeling
they
uncomfortable.
had no
Yeah, that's true.
expectations
I
of
did.
you. There were no conversations about you working with the youth, being supportive to like the other female members, or like any other bullet points in the thing.
The problem that I have with houses, if you have expectations of me, this is not my
But how
house.
do you feel so removed as the mother only because James is the founder? Well, when you say
What do
like this is
you
not
mean?
my
Like,
house, it almost means that when anything is going down, you're giving, well, girl, you got to go ask the founder instead of being.
no, no.
Well, no,
What
but you
makes you think
say
say
like
that? I would
this is
never
not your
know.
house.
I'm telling you that. I'm saying like
Gotcha.
this is how I'm feeling. Like I feel this is not my house. I don't feel like I don't have the same type of energy and power
Gotcha.
like everyone
Okay.
else.
So after when they posted that up, you now felt what, betrayed or?
I felt, yeah, I'm not betrayed. I'm not a part of the house, but I felt like because I have a brand and because of who I am, it was kind of discrediting, like you trying to discredit my leadership skills. Like it was like that type of like, what if I wanted to be a mother of another house? Or, and, you know, especially when someone that booked me before hit me up and told me like, oh, was checking up on me, seeing if you're okay because this came across my desk. I waited 2 days to even reply.
Do you
Because
feel
it
like
was
they
like,
tried to
you
beat you to the
know,
punch?
I did. Oh yeah, definitely. They tried to. They assumed that I was going to do something. That I was going to try to, you know,
Yeah.
say something about them, something rude, or try to be messy about their house. They didn't really give me a chance. And the funny thing is, we could have had a conversation and really, like, hey, let's part ways this way. That works for both parties.
So now let's start. So you waited for 2 days to reply, and then that's when you wrote your letter to the public stating what you went in. And what was your process with coming up with that?
I just was vulnerable at that moment. I just basically answered their questions. You know, with a little
With a little
spice.
spice. With a little spice. Was your letter to the public, or was your letter to the organization?
It was to anybody that read that letter.
Yeah, it was
Just a
long.
4-page letter.
It was long. It was.
It was.
What did you say?
It
What
should have
else
been
did you leave
longer.
out? What part did you leave out?
It's not that serious to
Well,
bring up.
you said a
It
lot of
doesn't need
stuff
to.
in that letter.
Come on. That needed to be said. That should have
Like
been
all of this
said.
stuff
I
about like
answered enough.
TikTok and
That's it.
all this stuff. Why didn't you? If you're in the house for like 2 years, like there was no time where you addressed anybody with the TikTok and all of that other kind of stuff and things of it. So you did.
Yeah, they knew everything that letter. They all know. They know every detail in that letter. They know. They knew I was uncomfortable. I told each and every one of them. They said they was walking on eggshells. I felt like I was walking on eggshells. But the thing I didn't blame them for walking on eggshells. They blamed me for walking on eggshells. Like, That's a you problem. I'm not telling you to walk on eggshells around me. I walk on eggshells around you, and I didn't blame you. I just was walking around, just being nervous.
So you
Like,
held a lot back even in the letter, like going through. When you were doing that, why in the end of the letter did you mention the part about Africa?
Because I felt, she ran to the Facebook with the first one. She was so excited. I'm like, you should be the last one. The accusations about her upon you,
but like,
crazy.
when you're going through the letter and you're spilling out your feelings and you feel like betrayed, do you feel like that last paragraph kind of just dismissed like your whole letter? Like, it would, reading it from a 4 pages, this is just my opinion, reading that whole thing, I got an insight, I got a view. I was just like, wow, that's crazy that all of this was going on. Who knew? And then all of a sudden, there's this last paragraph with which you're saying Africa, and it's like that.
Because it's like, it's just like don't. It's like people could they do this thing with trans girls, and they feel like Africa, they can just shut us up and just those to the side.
I don't personally know Africa, so I was like, is she a trans girl? She's a trans girl. Oh, she's drag.
No,
she's drag.
Okay. Drags on this.
So like, what was y'all relationship like though? Did y'all have a good relationship? Like, I mean, clearly, but like.
I thought we were kind of on some type of I would say getting to know each other. And it was kind of cute. It was getting kind of, I was getting to know her. I thought she was cool and stuff like that. And then it was a situation that I tried to bring to her about something that I didn't like that she did. And from there, her reaction alone was kind of like, it made me back up, because I'm in this time of my life where I'm healing. I'm in a healing journey. I'm trying to get myself and my mental together. And I just realized the shit that I'm trying to heal from, that someone is actually doing. I'm just like, no, I think I need to take a step back from that moment. So I started to look at her a little weird. And then some allegations. I'm seeing members in the house post stuff on Facebook and stuff about allegations against this person. And I'm just like, wait, what's going on? And then somebody close to me hit me up, my son, and he was just like, this is going on, this is going on. And what's funny? I never said, I don't know if people read it. I never said she has sex with kids.
Going to go into
I was saying that. Say nothing kids, it say house members. People can read it how you want to read it, but I kept it a box. Like, they're all, I'm not saying, it's just weird to me how a mother is literally doing stuff like that, because, you're excited that you wrote, oh, she tags me on Facebook to show me that I want a ball, so it's okay if she be weird in this way.
Yeah,
it's like,
and I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people and a lot of buzz, like everybody was all on Facebook, all that kind of stuff, especially like with that. And I was just like, the comment, well, I just felt like it was unnecessary for your point. You definitely had something to say, but people read it as sexual allegation, like you're accused. You know what I mean? Because like anybody that's paying somebody for an exchange or whatever they're doing, as long as those two people are adults and doing whatever they're doing, that's their business. I.e., why we always say, let's not shame sex workers. You know what I mean? Whatever a person's doing. But everybody read it. It sounded more like allegation. I was just like, not too many houses have kids in their house. You know what I mean? 16, 17, I don't know. But I'm like, as long as these people are of age. So it was like, yo, you were literally just throwing a jab at Africa.
I was definitely throwing a jab, but I also think it's disgusting. That's just my opinion. I think it's weird to me how a mother in the house, a queen mother in the house, is manipulating people to have sex with them. I think that's weird. I don't like. It's weird. It's definitely weird. I understand, that people have. I don't think that's actually disgusting to me. And that's the problem within our community. We make excuses for it, like, oh, you can be, it's sex workers and all of that. What do you like? These are under. These are who are 18.
When you say house members, that's why I wanted you to clarify it. Like house members or like the young kid. Can you know what I mean? Like you don't know. Like people don't know.
matter if it's house members or if it's matter if it's kids. It's still manipulation. It's still weird. How can, like, I'm never doing that to my son. Like, it's just weird to me. I'm not gonna making people feel uncomfortable. If people are feeling uncomfortable, that's a problem. And that's a problem with a lot of these houses. It's like they don't think about the shit that they do. Like, it's weird. That's disgusting. That is
When
absolutely, there's no excuse for that.
you were still in the house, did you know all of this was like happening still?
No, like, not from this person. I heard from other, like, other houses that was going on in situations, and I didn't know for sure. Like, it was just like, especially from that individual. I heard, I knew certain stuff that she do, but I didn't know that particular thing that she was doing. I didn't know that. I really didn't know what she was doing on that end.
Did y'all, after this release, did y'all talk about this, or have anybody talked about it?
No, we have.
I mean, talking about with anybody in the house. Like, now that you've released your statement, they released their statement. Was there no, like, going back and forth or anything of that nature? Like, them saying their piece, you saying your piece?
Oh yeah. A couple people hit me up in the house that didn't have nothing to do with the situation. They just wanted to be a part. I don't know. I'm not gonna assume why, but they hit me up and asking me like, "Oh, why you said this part? Or why you said this part?"
What parts
did
this
this
part?
part?
Because
I said it. When I said this is Con 2.0.
Why did they have an issue with that?
They felt like this is not that. I don't think nothing's wrong with the House of Con. It just reminds me of the House of Con. That's why I said that. They made it seem like something's wrong with the House of Con. They took it that way because they obviously feel like something's wrong with the House of Con.
So nobody's talked. That's crazy. Going forward, what do you think is going to happen with this? Because it's like, it's still extremely fresh. You're still a 007, but I'm sure you have like, what'd you say?
Asia. I'm legendary Asia.
Yeah, the letter was definitely scandalous. And it's like, I see a lot of people talking about like it's coercion and all that other kind of stuff. And that's why I wanted you to kind of be clear, because even you stated first that you did not say kids. You know what I mean? I don't know anything.
Yeah. My honestly thing is like, I didn't do this.
Yeah, and honestly, I've not answered anybody's question about that.
The things that I'm doing in my life and what's going on for me, I can give two fucks what anyone thinks about the letter. I said what I said. That's it. You can believe it or you don't have to believe. This is not me clearing nothing up. I said what I said. This right here is exposure for me to talk about the things that I'm doing in my life. With that far.
Why did you feel like you even had to say? Why did you feel like you had to say anything?
Because I wanted to.
I know you wanted to. I'm just saying, like, why? If it wasn't true, like, why did you speak?
Because I don't like, because it's my brand. You're giving a half statement, I'm giving the rest on my part. Yeah. That's why.
So let's give it, but like, let's give it. You're like that. Were you fed up? Are you fed up with it?
I just don't care. No, I honestly said what I said. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I don't respect it. I don't care. Like, it's nothing. It's really that I don't have feelings on it.
How are you gonna move on from it?
I'm not gonna join a house yet. It is a couple people, that's hit me up about joining that house, and we are gonna do lunch. We can definitely get to know each other, but before I ever join a new house, I want to make sure that, because I'm a little scarred from the situation.
What parts?
Scarred.
Like, what parts? Like,
what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm scarred from the entire situation. I'm not breaking it down.
What house do you see yourself like kind of going into? What's your next role? Do you want another mother position, or do you just want to be a member now?
To be honest, I don't know if I would want another mother position. I don't know if I would want that, but because it's like, for me, I know this power trip that a lot of these houses have. They're more about power than a team building, a great environment for the youth. they're not trying to do that. I didn't come to any house, or I'm not going to come to a house just to get power. I know my power. I have that for real. So I don't need it to be on a board, to be a mother, to have that. And I guess that's maybe why I saw that and I didn't like it, because I didn't need the extra. Maybe that's why. For me, it's not a part.
Yeah.
It's not something I
I'm going to
want.
talk with you about like what your next steps are and like going into because you asked me a lot of stuff about like entertainment and all of those kinds of things. I definitely want to get your brain on that. So we're going to save this one. We'll be right back with Asia Snowden. Be right back, y'all.